Ta-da! Abracadabra. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Butterfly Square Garden, a place where you're free to be yourself, regardless of whether you're first time here or returning. Hello. It's good to see you. I'm happy you're back. As you can see from our spread, this is going to be another drawing video. As we do every single day, I have at least one drawing class, so that's what this is going to be. As usual in our drawing classes, we're going to do the same thing, where we talk about how to draw, and then we're going to decide what to draw, which is the anatomy, and then we're going to move on to drawing some figure drawing and some self-portraits, because that is the main goal, to draw people, to draw ourselves, to draw each other, to build a community. Ooh, which that reminds me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the button below. And yeah, let's work together. And yeah, there's two videos today. I made one yesterday, but I originally thought that I destroyed the computer, but it turns out I just blew a fuse. So that's why the last video was late, and this one's kind of on the same day. But yeah, I'm glad that I didn't wreck the computer. Was there anything else I wanted to say? These are kind of like little daily updates for myself, as well as you guys. If you want to skip ahead to the actual drawing part, I'll put a link below as well. That was the other thing. So, anyone who can read and write should know how to draw, and maybe that's why you're still here. That's what I'm here for. I like to start every class talking about how, first of all, this is drawing on the right side of the brain, a course in enhancing creativity and artistic confidence. So if that applies to you, a person who wants to be more creative and more confident in their art, then this is for you. So I like to start out reading. I can't unplug my phone anymore because that's what shot the outlet last time, and that's why it's darker in here. Um, I need to use less power. So yeah, drawing is a global skill, just like riding a bike. So basically, the gist is once you learn all of the component skills and put them together, then you learn the whole skill, and you basically never forget it. Like you never forget how to ride a bike or how to swim. Walking, reading. So drawing is the same way. The only thing is you need to be in the right mindset. So that's what this book is. Those are the two pieces. The 5 basic skills, I can say this with my eyes closed. I've said it so many times. Perception of edges, spaces is the second one. Perception of relationships is number 3. Perception of lights and shadows is the fourth. And then the fifth is actually the first 4 put together. That's what they mean by the perception of the whole or the gestalt. And then you can see by this little image of the circles inside of each other how the skills build upon each other. And so far we've really focused on edges, but when we do our full drawings, we actually do all of them together. Now that we've gone over the skills that we need to learn, they're perceptual skills, not drawing skills. That's what the exercises in this book does, but it also talks about how we've got different brain hemispheres that do different things, and the dominant mode is actually linguistic, and it's rational and sequential, and it's numeric. So that's the left brain, and what we want to do is use the spatial visual thinking mode, which is the R brain. And how do we switch over? Because it's kind of unfamiliar if you've never really done it on purpose before. So this book says In order to gain access to the subdominant visual perceptual R mode of the brain, it is necessary to present the brain with a job that the verbal analytic L mode will turn down. So what kind of what is it? Where is it? Um, what kind of job are we going to give the brain? Well, drawing. That's what we're going to do, but a special kind of drawing. There's a particular way to do it that that refines those visual skills that we were talking about earlier. Yep, all of the exercises are based on the organizing principles of those learning those 5 skills. And second, to provide conditions that facilitate making the cognitive shifts to R mode, thinking, seeing mode, specialized for drawing. So in short, in the process of learning to draw, one also learns to control, at least to some degree, the mode by which one's own brain handles information. So isn't that interesting, everybody? Thanks for sticking along if you've seen this a million times, but I'm going to keep doing it until you guys show me your work. The next thing I like to do is the face Fos exercise. If you've ever seen this before, it's kind of a famous optical illusion where on the outside the black is the faces and on the inside it's a vase. So it's both of them put together. Now, the exercises that follow are specifically designed to help you understand the shift from the dominant left hemisphere mode to the subdominant R mode. I could go on describing the process over and over in words, but only you can experience for yourself this cognitive shift, this slight change in subjective state. And as Fats Waller once said, if you gotta ask what jazz is, you ain't gonna know. So that's why we're going to do this first exercise together. And then we will meet up back and do a little discussion. Let me tell you what this exercise is going to be. I've got my papers all ready right here, and I've also got yesterday's paper so we can do a comparison. But we always pretty much start class drawing this in order to make sure that we're in the right frame of mind. What color do we want to use? I usually do marker, but this time I'm going to use a pencil. A red pencil. I don't really need to be that big. Oh, I'm small now. I'm so sorry that it's darker, but I really have to be, you know, using less electricity. Until I figure out, you know, I can't believe I blew a fuse. I shut down the whole computer. At least the video was done, and I got to upload it. I was like, oh my god. Sorry. Getting back. So the exercise is we're going to draw the first side. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to draw the left side first, and I'm going to go around to the other side. And on the second side, what I'm going to do is for each part of the picture, I'm going to really think about what I'm drawing and say like, oh, this is a chin. These are my lips now, and that's the nose. That's the eyes and forehead. That's what the book tells you to do. And then we'll discuss why we did it. So just starting out, we're going to jump right in. Okay. Now what we're going to do on the other side is the same thing, but we're going to talk just like we said we would. So now we've got the gizzard, or the neck fat. Now I'm doing the chin. Now I'm doing my bottom lip and the top lip, and now I'm doing my nose, and now I'm going back into the eyes and the forehead, the brow line, the hairline, and now I'm done. Ta-da! How was my face Fos? Do you guys see a profile? Let's use a little extra coloring. Now that we did the exercise, while I'm doing the color, I'm going to explain what we did. So for the first side, the one that I'm coloring in, I didn't really talk to you guys. I just really focused. I was humming, but I was just focusing on drawing the profile as close to the image in the book as I could. And for the other side, that's where things get a little more complicated because why don't I tell you guys why we did this exercise? This is actually important. So, nearly all of my students experience some confusion or conflict while doing this exercise. A few people experience a great deal of conflict, even a moment of paralysis. If this happened to you, you may have come to a point. What the heck? Ugh, goodness. It's okay. Sorry, it's like opening apps on my computer. So the conflict could have make you pause. And why did this happen? Because I gave you instructions that strongly plugged in the verbal system of the brain. Remember that I insist that you name each part. Blah, 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 blah. So now I'm going to continue coloring what I did. I'm scared to unplug my phone because that's when I blew the fuse. But I'm also scared to not plug in my phone because recording drains the battery really fast. So, so, do I have any complaints about the one that I did? Not really. Like, does it look exactly like the image in the book? No, but I'm actually kind of surprised that I was able to do it um, so easily and so quickly because the book actually says to take about 5 or 6 minutes to do this exercise. That's what it says. Begin this exercise should take you about 5 or 6 minutes. I took maybe, what, 10 seconds, 15 seconds on each side. No, maybe 30 seconds. I took about 1 minute. If I were to line it up, the chin, the lips, the nose, it's all pretty much in line. I can't, yeah. It's a little wobbly, but that's basically what the exercise is. So I'm gonna give myself an A plus for trying, and I hope you guys try too. Drop a comment with maybe a picture of what you did or a video of you drawing it. This is proof that we were on the right side of the brain because it is, very visual and spatial. We were able to do it, so give it a go. Maybe it's easy for you, maybe it's hard. It's supposed to be hard, but we've done this for what, like 7 days in a row now? Oh, maybe let's compare it to yesterday's. This is one that we did yesterday. This is one that we did today. I messed up on the chin yesterday, so moving on. This is page 1. This is page 2. Page 3. The next thing we're going to do is let's see. I'm just gonna talk really quickly. I've got a star here. To sum up, the point of the seemingly simple vase faces exercise is this. In order to draw a perceived object or person, something that you see with your eyes, you must make a mental shift to the brain mode that is specialized for this visual perceptual task. And the difficulty of making this shift from verbal to visual mode can often causes conflict. And then it talks about what it felt like. So really think about what it feels like when you feel that conflict. A lot of beginners, when I was in art school, I just remember having my white page and not being able to draw on it. I was just like, I've got my fresh notebook, I've got all my papers, I don't want to ruin them. They're all so nice and pretty. But it doesn't matter, just draw. Just draw, just draw, just draw. So I'm going to sign and date this because we did do the exercise. JSJ with my butterfly insignia, and it is April 6th, 2021. And I'm putting that on top of my stuff from yesterday. That's page 4 in our book. All right. 15 minutes already. This book talks about upside down drawing as an exercise. We did a video of that. This talks about how important it is for that. Those are adult drawings. Talks about how important it's for adults need to learn. Getting past your symbol. So the left brain really wants to make symbols, and that's why we struggle, because we're not drawing what we see. We're drawing like a representation of what we see. So this talks about pure contour drawing, which is a really good exercise. You can see in this image, there's this man who's looking at his hand, and he's looking at the fine wrinkles, on his hand, on the palm of his hand, and then he's drawing those wrinkles, but he's not looking at his drawing, because what he's doing is he's practicing the perception of edges. That's our first one. So it just looks like a big mess of squiggles, and that means that you did it right. So set a timer and draw the squiggles in your hands, and that is probably, where does it say? For reasons that are still unclear, pure contour drawing is one of the key exercises in learning to draw. But it's a paradox. Pure contour drawing, which doesn't produce a good drawing in students' estimations, is the best exercise for effectively and efficiently causing students later to achieve good drawing. Even more important, this exercise that revises our childhood wonder and the sense of beauty found in ordinary things. So that's literally the best exercise that you can do to flip from L brain to R brain. And the reason is because the L brain is like, I hate this, I'm bored, I know what a wrinkle is, let's skip this. So you start feeling that frustration that we talked about earlier, that little crunch, and that mental conflict. So that means you're on the right track. Just keep going, and eventually the left brain will give up, and then it will give the task to the right brain, and the right brain is specifically designed to recognize patterns and stuff. So it'll actually become really easy to draw and really natural. It'll feel good. So that's what we're trying to do. We know our 5 skills: perception of edges, spaces, relationships, lights and shadows, gestalts. Those 5 things, and then we switch over from L to R, hemisphere. And then you can draw. That's it. That book teaches people how to draw in like 4 days. So it'll take us a little more than 4 days, because we don't have like they're drawing for like 4 hours, 5 hours at a time, and I just don't want to do that. Drink water, it's good for your health, class. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll grow your channel if you grow mine. But really, it would be really cool to just have an artistic community where we all draw together. And the most important thing is to practice every day. So this is my classic human anatomy book. It talks about how it's the most important essential training for painters and sculptors who want to accurately portray the human form. Look at all of these beautiful drawings. Acknowledgements, skip. Naked guy, skip. This talks about how doctors and scientists and artists all worked side by side in medieval times, or the Renaissance, so that now we've got evidence of what, I don't know, we've got the product of their hard work, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The more you know what's underneath, the easier it'll be to draw on the surface. These are pretty good drawings. Look at that booty. The whole first chapter is just talking about the language of anatomy. I'm going to skip that. And I go straight to chapter 2, which is the head and the neck. Eventually, we will draw the entire skeleton just like that, though. And then after we do that, we will draw all of the muscles on top just like that. Maybe at the same time. We'll see. So, we've done this a couple of times. I think this time I'm going to draw the side of the skull maybe one more time. We'll do this one more time. Let's see how far we get. We are about 20 minutes in. So I'm going to say let's do at least 20 minutes of drawing anatomy from our textbook. So, what color should we use? We haven't really drawn in green yet, have we? Maybe a little bit, but not much. So, I've got this green. These are just normal Amazon basics. They're like, is this Crayola? It just says premium colored pencils. They're okay. They're basically the same as Crayola. Prismacolor is my favorite. They're more waxy. But I don't know where they are, so I'm going to not do that right now. I'm going to keep drawing the skulls until... That's it. I'm always going to start with the skull and then work to the rest. We're going to do the skull and then the neck and then the spine. Maybe we'll get to the spine today. But I really want to get the hang of drawing the skull like really well. So we start with like one of these things. What is this called? One of these things. And then there's another arch underneath. I'm just putting general shapes in. Oh goodness, something's up. Maybe I messed up a little bit. Am I going too fast for myself? I think I am. So I guess I'm kind of starting here in the orbital, which is the eye socket. I'm gonna have to go over this with something darker because this ain't working. It's working a little bit. So the orbital is connected to the zygomatic bone, which has its own process, the zygomatic process. I'm kind of seeing this is the external auditory meatus, which is kind of another one of my little meetup points. I have like little rendezvous. The whole point of drawing is to just draw what you see, just draw what you're looking at, and that'll get you pretty far. So I'm seeing, let's see, that kind of go like that, that kind of goes like that. Not perfect, but I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm trying to just practice drawing skulls. I just really want to move on, but What I've learned is there's really no way to move on without like doing all of the work every time. Um, like I think I don't know. Like it the skills just become easier to do. What am I trying to say? It's like the more you practice, the easier it'll be, and you'll be able to do it faster and more precise, more refined. You'll know where everything is. Do 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 do. So this is like called the maxilla, which is really the upper jawbone, and we've got what's called the lower dental arch, which is all of our bottom teeth, and I'm assuming it's called the upper dental arch or something, but I didn't really study that part yet. Do 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 do. Mine is actually a little bigger than the one in the picture frame, and let's see. I like always make the orbital too small for some reason. So I actually brought this forwards. It is so hot in here. Let me see. I think I could have made the mandible, which is the bottom jaw, probably a little bigger because I always have these like really far apart from each other, and they're not supposed to be that far apart from each other. But how many of you guys could tell the difference? How's that one from Family Guy go? Da 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 da. A bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word, a bubble, bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word, a bubble, bird, bird, bird is a bird, bird is a word, a bubble, bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word. You guys enjoying my video? This is this is art class, everybody. I'm used to having kids in my class, so forgive me for being silly. But also I'm gay, so I'm allowed to be gay. It's not terrible. This is a pretty good skull so far. And wow, we're only at 30 minutes. Usually it takes me 30 minutes to draw the whole skull. But we've been talking, there's like a little circle-y thing over here, and it looks like an eye. So I like drawing the shadow in just so. I know I made the forehead like the frontal bone, for anyone who's like actually learning the names with me. This still needs to be like way darker. squiggly diggly, separating the frontal bone from the zygomatic bone. Same thing, there's another squiggly diggly over here, separating the maxilla from the zygomatic bone. Huh. There's a squiggly diggly, separating it. The zygomatic arch. I guess this is the zygomatic bone and this is the zygomatic arch. Okay, so now I understand. A doot doot doo. Zygomatic arch, zygomatic bone. And the zygomatic process is this little bumpies. Interesting. It's like I've been saying these words over and over and over, but I'm still just learning what they are now, like a week later. I want to put the teeth in. I just feel like I'm ready. So we've got, I feel like I like going from this way. 1, 2, 3. There's like 3 rectangular ones, and then 1, 2, like 3 diamond ones, and then there's like 2.5 square ones. So, boop, boop, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And then it goes like a bloop bloop and then a bloop bloop. So see, it's literally that was so easy. That's all it takes to draw teeth. So I'm gonna give them a little more definition now that I know that they're in the right spot. There's like a little bit of shadowies. Yeah, just because you put in the teeth doesn't mean that you're done drawing, everybody. You still gotta shadow them up. And do 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 do. I don't plan on singing anything ever during the videos, but for some reason, it's just like what comes out of my body. La 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 la. I just don't want to drop the ball. You gotta keep a certain kind of energy. Itchy, 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 itchy. It's interesting how I'm having sharper lines and darker shadows, which saves me from drawing like on the whole. It's hard to describe what I'm talking about. Like, I used to shadow in like the whole skull, but you don't really need to draw that way. You just need to put in like what's important. Okay, this is the mental protuberance and the mental tubercles, which I finally remembered. It's like we always remember a little bit more each time we do this, which is why I don't feel bad about like drawing the same thing over and over. It's because like you would think you'd know it all eventually, but you don't. I keep finding more to learn. So there's like these little, can you even see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can kind of see. Ooh, goodness gracious. This is supposed to come a little further down. Yeah, I always make like a big giant skull with a little tiny jaw. And I gotta like break that habit. Oh, this whole thing should be in shadow. Ba 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 ba. Oops, this is supposed to be yeah. So what brought you here? Have you guys always been interested in drawing? Are you a kid who's interested in drawing? Are you an adult who's interested in drawing? Are you a senior who's interested in drawing? Are you an alien who's interested in drawing? Are you a dog who's interested in drawing? Drop a comment below and let me know a little about you. What do you guys think? That's pretty much a skull, right? Do I want to put other colors on top? There are little squiggly digglies, so I'm gonna put those in. I never really know what they're called. I love this pencil sharpener. I always say Faber-Castell since 1761. It is amazing. So we've got squiggly digglies going this way, and this way, this way, this way. Squiggly diggly 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 doody doo bidoo 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 bidoo. And squiggly diggly's going down this way. You guys can see what I'm doing, right? Yeah. Oh my god. My nose is so itchy. I think it's a combination of my mustache and the nose hairs and me talking so much. It's just vibrating everything. So if you guys know of like a pill or something I can take to make my nose stop itching. Just kidding. I'm like not into taking pills. I missed some shadowies over here. And this is way, way, way more shadowy. This whole thing should be more shadowy. But you guys can like barely see what I'm doing. This whole thing deserves to have a shadow. I said I wouldn't shade in the whole thing, and I'm like basically doing that now. But I'm leaving white spots, and that's something that I like never used to do, because I would just be like a bull in a china shop and just cover the whole drawing with ugly marks. But now I'm kind of more deliberate with what goes where. Okay, I think that kind of does it. So let's see, frontal bone, parietal bone, occipital bone, temporal bone. That's like occipital protuberance. I don't know what this is called. This is auditory something. This joint is something that I don't know. Ramus, angle of mandible, body of mandible. The whole thing is the mandible. Mental protuberance and mental tubercles are little bumps. Upper and lower dental arch for a total of 32 teeth. Nasal cavity, nasal bone, nason or root of the nose, orbital. My phone keeps opening stuff. Stop that. Zygomatic bone, zygomatic arch. The whole thing is the zygomatic process. What else? What else? Frontal bone, superior temporal line, superciliary arch, glabella, maxilla, Let's take a look. Temporal fossa goes over here, but that's like something else. Nasa, nasal bone, zygomatic bone, maxillum, boom, 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 boop, boop, boo. We've said all of that. Mastoid process. I'm gonna write that down because I'm like not remembering it for some reason. Boop, boo, doo, doo, doo. Mastoid process. See, that's the thing about learning stuff new. It's like you can't be afraid. You can't hide the fact that you don't know the stuff. Like when you're learning a language, you can't be afraid to speak the language and be wrong. Each time we've gotten a little further, and I named all the other stuff except for the mastoid process. So that's like me gaining knowledge of what I don't know, which is like, man, for a teacher to be able to teach a child how to do that is so important. Um, and this is external occipital protuberance. I had originally called it the occipital protuberance. I don't know what I called it. External occipital protuberance. So we'll just know that. And then this is external auditory meatus. So it's making me think of like an ear that's like a steak, and it's external, which is like camping. So I'm gonna think of someone who's camping and they're cooking an ear steak. Is that a good enough mnemonic? External auditory meatus with sizzling ear bacon. It's got to have senses. You got to make it funny, and you got to make it engage with your senses. So if I like smell the bacon, but it's a steak, not a bacon. I didn't come on a video to talk about this. So we're 41 minutes in. Oh no! I was literally gonna draw the neck bones there. Ugh, Jason, you're so stupid. Anyways, now I'm gonna remember it for sure because I'm gonna draw right underneath it. So again, mandible, inferior nasal conchella is in like the bones behind the nose, which is crazy. Nasal bone, lacrimal bone. That's another one we don't know yet. We knew no zygomatic bone. Vomer bone. That's like in your nose. So vomer bone, ethmoid bone. That's this pink one in the eye socket. Ethmoid bone. And sphenoid bone. That's the last one that I don't know. This one, sphenoid bone. The green one. I'm repeating it so that we can learn it. Sphenoid bone. Vomer bone. Did you guys know that we had so many bones? We have so many bones. The next thing I wanted to do, which is something that I did yesterday, and I will do a little comparison of yesterday's anatomy with today's. I'm a little bummed that I did that. It's so early. So I guess to make up for it, I'm going to just use a pencil on top. After learning all of the skull bones, what we decided to do was learn the neck bones, and there are 7 cervical vertebra in the neck. And then we've also got this thing, which is like the throat. I still don't know quite what it is. But how interesting, they've got a little profile on the face. So I'm kind of gonna start there. Do 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 do. The nose goes off the page, but it would be about there. And then this comes in and out, just like that. Oh my goodness, I can almost see a person underneath that. Doot, doot. Boop, boop. This is probably supposed to be like way over, but anyways. So right underneath the jaw, oh, that's another thing I need to know. Condylar process, coronoid process. That's what I wanted to know. Tempora mandibular joints. I'll just really have to learn that one. Temporomandibular joints. We are learning anatomy together. I know I said I would start with the bones, but this was just calling out to me. I'll learn that better later, but that's not what I'm focusing on right now. So, do 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 boop 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 boop. One. And then it's got a little bony thing. Do 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 do. Two. Then it goes like 3, 4. The fourth match is kind of up here, like I did there. 5, 6, 7. So 7 is like here. One, 2, 3, 4. 5. 6. They look like almost kind of machine gun shaped. 7, I already drew a little bit. And then we've got some ribs over here. Some more ribs. And then it gets into all this other crap that I don't even know. That is way beyond what we've done so far. Boop boo doo doo boop boo boop 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 boop. That sounded like the Smurf song. Alright, so after 7, it kind of keeps going. Okay, so that is not the best drawing I've ever done. It gets way more detailed, but I'm kind of just like over it. So we've got C1 atlas, C2 is axis, mastoid process is this bally thing. Let's draw these again, just because. It's got like some bollies. Okay, good, I'm on camera. Do 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 do. It is so hot in here I cannot wait for my modeling part. Oh man. My phone's doing its thing again. It's so stupid. Why are you so stupid? So this is called the Spinios process. This little bally thing. Spinos process. 7th cervical vertebra. So that's the 7th one. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, Axis, I guess, is the second cervical vertebra. Why is it like that? Why are you like this? I'm going to go in the other direction. So I'm starting from the top and working down. There's this little bally thing. Oops. That's supposed to go over more. You're allowed to erase sometimes. That's okay. Little butt shape. Doot 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 doot. Doot 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 doot. Okay, so now that's that. We've got the dens, which is this ball on the top. And this is the axis, which is like this thing here. Why are you doing this to me? Alright, last one. I'm starting from the middle and I'm going to work my way out for this one. And then it's got these like tooth looking things. Oh, I'm about to ruin the skull that I did today. That's okay though. And it goes like this. And then it goes like this. And then it goes down. And that is the atlas. So I guess C1 is the atlas and C2 is the axis, with the little ball being the dens and the little extended ball being the sphenios process. Is there anything? The 7 cervical vertebra neck bones are stacked on top of each other, forming a slight curve when viewed from the side. So, I mean, I barely got a curve. I'm not doing a good job. This should have come like further out to here. So I guess that's going to be my little critique on myself. So the first vertebra, called the atlas, that makes sense. The first vertebra is the atlas, supports the skull, and is named after the mythological titan who held the heavens. No way. That makes so much sense. Atlas, the guy who holds the ball up, that's the first bone in our neck. So that's cool. We learned something today. He held down his shoulders. This vertebra articulates with 2 small occipital condyles at the base of the cranium. Are you kidding me? What's with these words? Allowing the head to rock forward and backwards, flexion and extension. We should have learned the anatomy language, but we didn't. We skipped it. Blah, blah, blah. The second cervical vertebra, called the axis, has a peg-like projection. That's the peg. Called the dens. Oh, that's the dens. Meaning tooth. Oh, dendro means... Dendro is tooth in Greek. Odontokrema. Toothpaste. Also called odontoid process. Anyways, blah blah, it fits like a ring-like structure. The dens acts as a pivot for the rotation. This is just interesting. The 7th cervical vertebra, prominence, has longer sphenios process. So I guess C1 is the atlas. What the hell? This makes no sense. I don't know. The 7th, I'm just going to finish reading. The 7th cervical vertebra, prominence C7, has a longer sphenios process than do the other cervical vertebra and can be seen as a slight bump on the surface form. Oh, that makes sense. This small landmark is essential, that's why I'm reading this, because it indicates the base of the neck and the general transition from the neck to the rib cage in both side and back views. Okay, so that's kind of important. Glad that we learned that. I'm done with the anatomy. That's where we're headed. That's what we want to get to. So we're at about an hour into our class, so good job, everybody. Let's compare this to yesterday's drawing. Yesterday we drew this skull, and then after we drew that skull, we drew a little skull with a little tiny neck and a little tiny throat. And then we did that again today, but bigger and better. And yep. Any critique? Like, this is jank, but I feel like I'm gonna get better at drawing it. Like, it's better than I did yesterday. I did the same thing, but bigger with more learning. So that's literally the point of all of this. I'm putting a little 5 on the page. That's my next JSJ 4/6/2021 with my little insignia. Cool. So we're rocking, we're rolling. Drink some water. It's good for your health. So, of course, this video is running long, like always. I might as well just agree that as long as they're more than 1 minute, they're good. Ooh, I forgot. Oh, man, I was supposed to draw with enough space so I could do a hole puncher, and I, like, totally forgot to do that. Again. I'm going to have to get those clear sheets and just put them in the clear sheets. You know what I'm talking about? Like, for binders. Anyways, I don't really want to do that. It would take up so much plastic. Now is the time for me to draw the self-portrait. That's literally what all this anatomy and the exercises are for. So I want to get better at drawing portraits and drawing people. So I'm taking my shirt off now. Ta-da! Taking my headband off. I don't really need that anymore. So yeah, I've been working out and doing some like chin-ups and stuff, but now my neck is freaking killing me. I have a crick in my neck. So someone teach me how to work out without hurting myself. So we're about an hour in. I don't really want to go past an hour and a half, so I'm going to do like I'm just going to do some quick gesture drawings and then my full-on portrait, and then I'm going to end the video because we're going to just do the same thing again tomorrow. So this video doesn't need to be like a million years long because we're just going to do it again tomorrow. I liked using my notebook, but it was all getting out of order, so that's why I'm using computer paper. I have the mouse literally on my face. Okay, so I'm starting with a little doo-doo-doo like this, and I'm seeing some long hair. No. Boop, 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 boo, doo, 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 doo. And I don't really know. I kind of just started drawing. You're really not supposed to. You're supposed to start off like really general. I don't really. I just really wanted to get into it. Oh, it's so hot. I want to take my pants off too, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start over. This is already like really bad. I have to open the window more and take my pants off because it's just so hot right now that I can't focus. I am wearing underwear. I'm taking my socks off too. I didn't have to scribble my face out. I mean, sometimes people feel that way, so do whatever you want. But you just can't really look at it later when you do stuff like that. I'm going to leave it. I could start on a new page, but I don't really want to. What do I want to do? I'm going to do another one here, and then I'll do another bigger one, like over here. So. It's just that I just spent so much time drawing. I think I'm going to have to start tying my hair up, everybody. So this is the superciliary arch, temporal line. Okay, frontal bone, superciliary arch, zygomatic bone, glabella, root of nose. I'm seeing a maxilla here. I'm seeing a mandible. Huh, interesting. So I did just use the anatomy to help with my construction. That did just happen a little bit. And then there's always like this little thing over here. Do 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 do. Think I'm a little tired because I think I always talk about how much I don't like my drawings though, so so what is... Did I already ask you guys your favorite music? I think I already asked you guys your favorite movies. Tell me, do you have favorite artists? Do you have favorite underwear? What do you like about the internet that you can't do in your daily life? Is there someone you're crushing on right now? Is there a secret that you're just like holding in and you want to tell someone but you can't? Like, this is Butterfly Square Garden. This is a safe space. Sometimes it's just like the finishing touches that really make the whole thing. Ooh, interesting. I feel like I just saw my chin in a way that I haven't really seen it before. The sketch is coming out okay, but I kind of want to move on. So maybe I'll stop in just a quick secco, but I'm gonna wait until I feel like it's worth stopping, because right now it's kind of coming out well-ish. Do 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 do. Boop 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 boop. Then I've got hair that's like, oh, big flow. I do. Not so good. I hope y'all can hear me. So, have you guys drawn anything that you were particularly proud of? Like, I always say that the whole point isn't about having drawings that you're proud of, but like, no, that's not what I mean. Like, we're drawing in order to practice our perception, like, seeing the edges and stuff. But it's also nice to have good drawings. Like, you want to show off all the work that you did. So now that I'm done with that second one, I'm going to just jump in to an actual portrait now. Usually start with basically a circle, and you bring it up and down for like an egg shape. That's basically, you know, people are just big old eggs with brains. I'm seeing that my hair is dark on top, so I'm kind of starting to block in. Jeez, that's not really very helpful, is it? I want to get my hair in a little bit. I'm just starting with general dark shapes that I see, and then I'll worry about more definition later. Okay, so I'm dividing it in half, and then I'm dividing it in the other half in the other direction. We have our frontal bone, and this is like the skull, which is usually like C-shaped, so we do know that. Um, the superciliary arch is like the eyebrow line, which means that the glabella is like here is my glabella. Nose, the root of the nose basically forces that to be there. Zygomatic bone, zygomatic bone, zygomatic process. Maxilla would be here. And I'm seeing a mandible. I basically drew like, that really didn't help much. Because I already had the oval shape, so that really didn't do anything. I just made that eye way too big. We'll see what happens. This one I kind of want to make more. I mean, I want to get better at sketchiness, whatever that word means. I want to get better at putting the construction in, and then I think my style would be gesture underneath, like a really good gesture, and then just dash on the finishing touches. I think that would be like a really fun way to to draw. Do 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 do. So the nose goes from one eye to a little past. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I've got these like bags under my eyes. Boop 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 boop. So my nose comes in. Oh goodness, I totally messed that up. So usually like the anatomy comes out pretty good, and then I usually screw everything up right around here, but once again, this is only like what, the 7th video, and I'm planning on doing this for the rest of my life, so we're gonna look back at these videos and laugh. And if you're watching this now, just know that you're watching history be made, because everyone's got to start somewhere. So I think it's even more important that I make shitty videos now. This is my talkie ball. I feel like it's important for me to make shitty videos now so that later people can be like, "Oh, wow, you draw so good. You must have like just been born talented." And I'm like, "How about I show you like 150 videos of me not being good?" Because I feel like that's kind of the direction that this is going in. Boop, 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 boop. But 150 isn't even 1 year. And it takes people like 10 years to get really good at drawing. So we're kind of on an accelerated path right now. So I hope that you would like to join us. I'm kind of done. I'm just gonna I did scribble in my hair, but at least I put it in the direction that the hair is supposed to go. And most of the time I don't do that. Ooh, also, I'm putting in my beard hair with like actual little lines. That's making a pretty big difference. Make sure you're looking at the object that you're drawing and not just drawing on your paper, because that's how you fuck up. Just being blunt. Boo, there's my arm. I look like the Hulk there. I shouldn't have really done that, but oh well. Putting some shadows. Oh, this is really supposed to go like way up here. That's funny. You really can't see what's going on here at all. A big thing for drawing when I was trying to get facial recognition software to pick it up. Oh goodness. Yeah, see, this is something that I'm starting to notice now. That my hair just goes out really far, and I just wasn't really drawing it the right way before. I think I'm getting it a little, I think I'm starting to understand my hair a little better now. Oops, that was stupid. That was stupid. Now I'm just really starting to mess up the drawing. This whole thing is supposed to be in shadow. Boop, 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 because the shadow goes like this. So I guess I'm just starting to get a little more confident with knowing where the dark spots go, you know, what's important information to put in the paper. Let's put in a collarbone. The little ball-y thing over here. I'm kind of about ready to call it quits. We're at an hour 15. Boop, 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 boop. There's literally like a shadow here, and then the whole rest of my face is in shadow. Same thing with this, same thing with this. So I guess I gotta practice that. Yeah, I'm calling it quits. These are not the best anatomy drawings, but again, this is only day 7. Just wait till day like 40. I feel like we're probably gonna draw some good work at day 40. So 4, 6, 20, 21, JSJ with my butterfly insignia. Is there anything else that we want to say about this work? We can get to the critique from yesterday. Yesterday's was way better, and I didn't even think yesterday's was that good. But good, good, bad, bad, okay, okay. Yeah. But again, we just drew for like an hour. So yeah, we're gonna get to a point where we can just flip through our book. So this is gonna get a 3. Oh, did I miss one? 3, 1, 2. 1 second. Sorry, everybody. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do a little flip through what we did between yesterday and today, and eventually we'll just make a whole book of all the work that we did. So that was one. And then we did this together. So we did this all together. This is fun. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I think I did better drawing these whatchamacallits vertebra than I did yesterday. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what we did today. Do you want to say goodbye, anybody? Bye. Hope you had a good time today. Yeah, bye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed class. So you're not supposed to see my mouth. Boo, 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 boo. Bye, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, yeah, make sure that you drop a comment and show Jason your work because we're a class and a community. Yep, you can do that with your work because it's alive. I'm going to look at this in a year from now and be like, oh my god, can you believe where we started? Everyone's got to start somewhere, so yeah, I really want to build a community, so I want to see your work. I want to see your drawings. Yep, they don't have to be good. They don't have to be bad or anything. I just want to know that other people are out there drawing every day, and yeah, don't skip any days because that experience adds up. And I guess that's what this big experiment is going to be proof of, because so far we're not drawing the way that we want to, but we have a goal in mind, and the goal is to draw anyone, anytime, with any medium. Yeah, I think the anatomy book will really help us with that, and so will drawing on the right side of the brain. Drink water, it's good for your health. I'm really glad that I didn't blow a fuse today, but also I didn't blow a fuse yesterday until after the video, so just to finish up, I want to make a little correction on my nose. There we go. That helped it a little bit. Yeah, I'm still working on it, and I don't have like a professional artist over my shoulder giving me pointers, which is really how people used to learn. So I guess I'm just gonna have to develop my own style, and you guys too. That's it. I'm going to shut this off, upload the video, and then basically go to bed and start really early tomorrow. So I know that there's 2 videos being posted today. I'm not expecting anyone to watch them. It's just nice to practice teaching, and once COVID's over, maybe I can teach some in-person classes and have lots of experience because I would have already been teaching class on YouTube for a couple months. Yeah, so Be yourself, but don't be inconsiderate. I don't know. I hope my neck feels better tomorrow, everybody. I've spent the whole day trying to work the kink out, and I just can't. Ugh, I keep cracking. That felt good. I keep cracking it and stuff, but maybe that's not what I need to do. Anyways, love you. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Community, my art community, art class. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye.